Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and
It's day
welcome.
40.
It is day 40. Welcome back to Blueprints. I guess that answers my question about whether or not you can see the game this time. And look at that, we gained a star. Lucky us.
'Because of the
14
Morning
coins.
Star.
Because of the Morning Star. Because of our
How do you
our devotion to our Lord Satan.
How do you feel about the quality of the wordplay in
Um,
Blueprints?
I think it's like pretty alright, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, what are we checking?
well, I guess hold on. Let's go do this real quick. But I want to go down to the underground before we forget, because we didn't move the minecart back,
Right.
and also while we're getting the minecart back in position, we can grab that upgrade disc.
Okay. Tool shed, right?
Yeah. What do you think about the hovel now that we're starting to more reliably have days where we generate like 100+ steps? It's tough. It still eats a lot of steps, but I think it's definitely more
Yeah.
compelling than it used to be. Start your day with a shovel and a magnifying glass.
Because the
Could do
number of
worse.
steps, like, it takes more steps for each. The conversion from gems to steps is not a great conversion rate,
No,
you know?
you dislike it. You think you
I mean,
could do better,
it's probably right.
Amabel?
It's probably correctly balanced, but 3 steps feels a lot worse than 1 gem.
Hold on, I want to take the elevator. Wait, no, the elevator just goes to the. No, not the elevator. I want to take this. I want to take the fountain. I think. Whatever. We're gonna get down there. We'll figure it out. And if I burn some steps outside accidentally, then fucking who cares? Then fucking who cares, Amabel?
Do not speak the secret lore. Do not speak the secret name.
I mean, I did. What I did was I just sort of gibbered. Sort of made a lot of sounds, all kind of on top of each other.
And I thought that was really hot.
Okay. This is
Upgrade disc.
a reliable disc. I am very curious if we came down here with a fire implement, whether we could start some shit.
Yeah.
And then I do want to make sure that the minecart is moved so that this is accessible from the other side in case we need to access it from the other side. I guess that's why you have to open that every time, is because they don't want it. They don't want you to be able to backdoor into the tomb on days where you didn't pick the tomb. That makes sense.
Well, I guess.
They don't want the tomb to just be a permanent fixture that you always have.
Heaven forbid something be permanent in this game.
Nice. Solid.
Got him.
Got ya. All right. We have 14 allowance, Amabel. That's pretty permanent.
Pretty good.
That's pretty permanent, I would say. The thing about the den is
14 seems like a lot for a lot. Like 14, assume that they're the equivalent of dollars. 14 seems like a lot per day.
$14 a day. Yeah.
Yeah, even 14.
I don't think they are equivalent to dollars. These are fucking Uncle Sinclair Land fun bucks, right? This is not money. Like, we couldn't take this and spend it somewhere else, I don't think. I'm gonna take a storm. I'm gonna just drop a dead end in a corner here. So, like, what are we trying to do today? We are still on our crusade about getting to the bottom of the reservoir.
Yeah.
We're no longer concerned about the chess puzzle.
Right.
The sanctum keys.
We need sanctum keys.
We want to draft a music room quite late, whatever that means. It could mean high in the house. It could mean with one of the last open room slots. It could, like
Yeah.
It's really quite difficult to tell. I'm sorry, are we interrupting what you would rather be off doing right now?
I'm looking up how much a shovel costs in 1993 so I can calculate the value of the fun box. Would you call that like a really good shovel?
I don't know. Seems fine.
So we're probably looking at between $5 and $15 for a shovel, depending on for a regular shovel, depending on quality. And they're usually like 6 to 8 coins, right? So
The shovel's like 6, yeah.
a fun buck is probably like $2. It's like a $2 coin.
Yo, look at how whack the commissary is today.
This is a bad commissary. Fuck this commissary.
Wow.
Yep, I said it.
Amabel.
Lab early on, that's pretty good.
Yeah, sorta. I am kind of wondering, like, if we should maybe start making note of the rooms that have conduits in them, and intentionally not drafting those, or being careful where we draft them, just to try to increase the ability to run power from one place to another. All right, the bunk room. Well, this room was pretty bunk before. If you have exactly 2 hallways when drafting the bunk room, double your keys. Or your gems. Or your... Okay, that's interesting.
We go for a lot of green rooms.
Right, my concern is that we probably will have more than 2 green rooms.
Yeah.
I think that's
The
probably
hallways can make it
true.
better.
That's probably true of both of them. I don't know. I think this is a bad. I think all of these are bad. I think this is an upgrade that's going to take a room we never want to pick from that quality all the way up to a room we never want to pick. So.
Yeah. You just want to pick the gem one. Just
sure.
We used the disc. And then we're going to run an experiment.
Yup, I do think that would be a good idea. We haven't seen any of the apples yet.
Do you want to each time you eat an apple, permanently add a gold?
I'm a little bit wondering if permanently add 1 gold to your allowance is even the right call.
Yeah. Take me through that.
We've added more ways to get gold to the house, improving the storeroom the way we did and stuff. We are starting with a lot more money already. I guess add a small chest to the entrance hall is not very exciting. But I'm sort of wondering how much benefit we get from more allowance really at this point. And then I'm gonna log us into the security terminal and fuck up the doors.
Are you fucking up the door? Are you dialing them up or down?
Down, right? We don't have a card, right?
We don't have a card. Yeah, I don't think so.
Why would I dial them up?
I don't know.
Why would I dial them up? This process.
I don't know why
this is a really great example. This is some classic blueprints right here. This is a thing you want to do every day. You either want to, depending on whether or not you started the day with a thing, you want to do something to the doors. You don't want to leave them in the default state. And there's never a day where you want offline mode to be locked, right?
Yeah.
And this process takes such a long time because of all of the
it's close to a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, the screen scroll and the fake login and it's just so much needless tapping and waiting and tapping and waiting and tapping and waiting. It really sucks. That's what I'm saying.
cloister gives us some doors.
Well, so does the Great Hall.
Archive. Yeah.
We have keys early, and the Great Hall gives us... I guess we no longer really want antechamber access, though. It doesn't really help us anymore. Yeah, it's probably the cloister. Someday. At least today it looks like it's only one dirt pile that we're missing. We'll figure out how to access that shit eventually. So, what else is it? Music room. We're still trying to get the boiler room thing to work, so we need the pool still. There's theoretically like books or whatever, but honestly, like, who knows? I don't like this very much.
Utility closet lets us shut off the security doors.
Yeah.
So we don't need to worry about a key card. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. We already weren't going to, like, see them anyway. There's no sense in pulling up the back wall, right? It just had that one switch. The fact is, there's not a lot of stuff left that's, like, exciting at this point. It's kind of... Mostly we're just, like, looking for certain combinations of rooms to appear. Oh. Well, we did get a security door. Really, a locked door already. Gonna be like that. Well, I do care, so let... Servants' quarters is, like, pretty bad. Wait, have we been in the servants' quarters?
I'm not sure if we ever have. It's always seemed bad.
It's always bad, yeah, because we don't draft a lot of bedrooms, because the bedrooms are mostly pretty bad.
Do you want to?
So I guess we should look at the servants' quarters on account of how we should see all the rooms, huh? Okay, different bells that people can ring to summon us. There are 12 major keys. I was ironing this. Can't interact with any of this stuff. Boy, this really is a sparse little room, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, what's this say? Hartley. Notes. Hartley is the valet. I know we spoke often of this day, and I don't think there's anything I can say of the past 40 years that I haven't already attempted to tell you in numerous times in the past, half-stated gratitude always interrupted with tactful and polite repudiations from you.
I hate Hartley already. That's annoying.
I had always known this final letter could give me the perfect opportunity to finally express myself uninterrupted by you and unfettered by social graces. But I don't feel the inclination to say aloud what has always been unsaid between us. With my passing, I release you from your post and service to the Sinclair family and implore you to live the remainder of your years on your own terms, as scary and unfamiliar of a concept as that may be to you. Besides, I think a more junior valet would be better suited to meet the needs of young Master Simon. To that end, if you wish, you may stay on long enough to oversee the training and establishment of your successor in their post. But as soon as he or she has the lay of the land, my instructions for you to quit must be satisfied. He can't tell you what to do. He's dead. Ignoring what I imagine your objections might be after reading this, I have decided to leave the lake house in Trinsdale to you and your family. My lawyers have all the details of the gift and will be contacting you shortly about the particulars. For the past 4 decades, you have served willingly as the subject and victim to my many whims, games, and riddles, and so rest assured, unlike my nephew, you will not be put to yet another challenge to prove yourself worthy in this matter. The house is yours without strings or stipulations. I had for a time gleefully entertained the notion of employing Anne as the house manager of your new residence, but I knew the humor of such a prank would be entirely lost on you, to say nothing of her. Until we meet again, my friend, Herbert. So Herbert Sinclair did tell us that we were not being challenged to prove ourselves worthy, that we obviously were already worthy. We shouldn't think of it that way. And I knew he was lying then, but now I really know he's lying.
Yeah, and that's...
This was not a
Imagine
useful room
getting
to
that
be
letter
in.
from your boss after 40 years. That's just... Fucking A.
Yeah, like... hold on now. Mr. Ruota. Okay. We knew that Hartley's last name started with an R. Mrs. Babbage has told me that you will be overseeing network maintenance over the next few weeks while I will be gone, and I apologize in advance for the extra workload. I believe I will be back in Reddington by the middle of February, but even that is not a certainty. Either way, I do not anticipate there will be any major issues while I am gone, as the difficulties we were having last month with the terminal connections seems to be resolved. If there is an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server site, I've set you up with a temporary admin key to allow you access to the network administrator controls. The admin key is the first 4 letters of your last name, followed by first initial. The first and 5th character should be capitalized. If you have any questions, please let me know in the next few days before my departure. Randolph. Okay, so the admin key is...
R-U-O-T-H.
Ruoth. That's such a weird way to put it. The first and 5th character should be capitalized rather than, the first letter of each name should be capitalized.
I don't remember the admin key coming up before. Is it just something that I haven't?
There is a I don't remember the network admin key. There's definitely an admin login in that one room outside in the tunnel.
Okay.
Although that required both an admin name and a username and a password. Alright, well, this should just open. An aquarium! They really want us to pick the rotunda, but I don't particularly want the rotunda. Also, the aquarium often has dirt in it. No conduit, though. Alright. Turnips, Amabel. Turnips.
I like turnips.
Okay. I'll allow it. What do we want to do here?
You want a secret passage to a shop?
Not really.
Okay.
Like, the shops that we're interested in, there's not really anything interesting to buy in the gift shop already.
I was thinking about the armory.
Oh, the armory is a shop, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
Or, you could do a green room again. It's...
And I was going to say, like, the shop that we're actually interested in is the bookshop, which we can't draw this way anyway.
Yeah.
But you're right that the armory is interesting. The showroom is also kind of interesting, although I did not remember that it was a 2-gem room. But yeah, let's continue to see the armory when we can. Gosh, I wonder if the armory only has these things for sale. I was kind of hoping it would be like an assortment of different objects, but maybe
one of the things lights torches, right?
This one, yeah. I do think it is a thing worth having. It's worth noting that it says it also ignites fuses. Which is not, we have certainly not come across any fuses, no.
Okay, well, that's something for the future.
Can you believe they won't sell me that brass monkey?
That funky monkey?
That funky monkey right there. Well, I don't really want to archives.
Yeah, bedroom then, I guess.
We do still have the door off the aquarium, remember, to potentially expand into the northern part of the house. Nothing especial here. Do we have exactly 2 green rooms?
We do. 'Cause we have the aquarium and the cloister.
We do. So do we take a dead end to gain 1 gem?
That's probably not.
Probably
That doesn't
not.
feel great. Blueprints.
The power to the garage is on, but that doesn't super help us here. There's no particular reason we want to go out into the yard. I guess it's the
pantry or
pantry.
dead end. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the pantry.
Oh, it's not an apple.
Can you imagine an apple that would be as delicious as an orange? Well, I don't really need the power hammer anymore because I bought a mace. So
Yeah. Parlor?
Yeah, I do want to just like pull a bunch of gems, provided that we can manage it.
All right, Friday, we can solve this barren baffler.
This Baron's baffler. Ooh, that was I attempted to do the Griffin's Goofers noise, but I got scared and pulled back halfway. The gems are in the black box. This box and the blue box are both false. This box is false.
That's right.
Is a tricksy one, huh? So this is not true.
So if it's true, it'd be false.
Yeah.
And because it's false, then the blue box is true.
Boy. No, but I
Because-
do believe that's what the game intends.
Yeah, no.
The phrase "this box and the blue box are both false" is also false if this box is false, but the blue box is true.
Right.
It's like the state of the blue box doesn't matter. Okay. All right, so
Gems are in the black box.
this box and the blue box are both false. Yeah, I mean, you almost don't even have to evaluate it, right? Because if this statement is false, then it's not possible to determine whether there's not enough information about the position of the gems.
Yeah.
That's a weirdly designed
Puzzles.
puzzle.
Did get easier.
Yeah, easier, but like more ambiguous. Like they got easier and their design got a lot worse at the same time. Very strange.
Yeah.
Are we about to spend 2 gems to place a passageway for 1 door?
I mean, archives is pretty bad.
So's the weight room, right? Like losing 30
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, no, I think it is passageway.
It's a very fucking expensive passageway.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Our last episode, we only had a single run, and it was a pretty good run.
Yeah.
So it makes sense we had to have a shit run.
Some garbage has to come down. Yeah, I don't really want a Great Hall here. Okay. The doors in this room are security locked, which is funny because we turned off the security. So this might be
Yeah.
exactly the time to discover a new room. Security guards. Okay, puzzle box. And we will play with it. Hold on. Free lock picks. Dearest children, the pieces are in place and all rigid cogs have been greased. However, if our ambitious plans are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of the guard personnel on the first of each month means the opportunity we have created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait even one additional week, the window will be closed. On Tuesday, there will be 3 royal guards stationed at Learson Hall, 2 of which will be wearing black gloves in lieu of the traditional white. We would be wise to sacrifice almost everything to avoid the white-gloved guard, striking only when he takes a recess. The 2 black-gloved guards have been instructed to bind, blind, and gag themselves, which is quite a task, actually. To spare us the precious extra minutes it would take your group to execute that task on their behalf. However, that also means that once we reach the exhibit, we will be truly on our own. May the black shores guide us, may the black skies shield us, may our fathers be proud of us. In arms, your faithful soldier, Faro. And it didn't look like there was any reason to magnifying glass anything about that.
No.
Okay. So this wants to be red. Okay, the yellows. Part of the problem is that we end up seeing these puzzle boxes in different lighting conditions.
Yeah.
How am I going to... Okay, it's just... Oh, sorry, I needed to turn them all red. It's just whenever they're adjacent to 2 black squares, you can change their color. Okay, easy. Is that fun to just sit there and watch me do nothing? Like, watch me do a thing without explaining it at all? Sorry.
I mean, it's... What are you going to do with that, you know?
Yeah. So that room got us an allowance. It got us a note about the thing. While we're here, I'm going to go get these, I suppose.
Catch up with a fucking morning star.
Yeah. It's my house. I'll open my chests how I want.
Do you think
Also,
that
who the fuck is my uncle to be telling me how I can... We could sleep in the house, right? Like...
Yeah.
So what's up, sweetie?
Oh, I was gonna say, do you think this is fucking up this kid, making him go through every day for 40 days?
I think that this kid is quote unquote nobility, and as such, kind of irredeemably fucked, no matter what.
Yeah.
Uh, 1, 5. Wait. Yellow's minus, right?
Yeah.
Is this not -10? I can't enter -10. Or so I'm not used to there being multiple layers of the addition. I guess maybe the square must be intended to happen after all of the additions, not just the internal ring. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Okay.
Well, it literally must be, right? Because otherwise the answer's not enterable. So yeah, here's an interesting question. How does that happen here? So if we interpret this as like a squaring after each layer of that color of direction, so say like this becomes 16 minus 15 plus 16 minus 15. Nope.
That much I get. This...
They're teaching us a function of the rules here. Oh, because I'm dumb. Because it wouldn't be plus 16. 16 minus 15 is 1. And then I was like, and 1 plus 16 minus 15, but it wouldn't be 1 plus 16 plus 4 squared. It would be 1 plus 4 is 5 and square that to 25 and then subtract 15. Okay. So 25, this is a 6. Internally a 6, 36 minus 20 is 16, divided by 8 is 2, plus 1 is 3, then squared is 9. Okay, so we have learned the way that behavior works. And we got a key to a secret garden, which I don't think is actually very helpful, and I would much rather have had 2 keys. Do I want to just secret garden? Oh, I can't. It's right. The door's not locked. Don't really want to spend my reading nook. The conference room's not great here because it's all the way in this isolated corner.
Do you want to reroll?
No, I don't want to reroll. What a complete waste.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Have we determined whether you can get the pool on the edge of the house?
No, we don't know.
We don't know. We probably do know. I bet we've seen it, but I don't remember seeing it. Because it's a fine redraw if we could get the pool.
Yeah. Do you want to go for it?
Yeah. I guess let's learn some things.
Really.
Let's see if we have the. Let's see if we have the capability to learn some things. You can get the pool on the edge of the house. Okay. Can I access the trunks? No. Just put the trunks on and wade into the water, Simon. It's not that deep.
He is not a dare bird.
Simon is deeply hydrophobic. And not in the fear sense, but in the sodium sense. Well, there's not really a reason to put down a dark room here.
Yeah.
I used to put down an office, and then while we're on our way back up to the aquarium, we can buy gems in the commissary.
Okay.
Hey, here's a wild question. Did I run payroll this week? Okay. I don't know what day of the week it is. So, let's see about network administrator privileges. Is there an option on this menu that seems interesting at all? Data transfers are just totally not on. The electronic mail is only accessible from this computer. That's not a we can already special order stuff, and we can't special order anything terribly interesting in any case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff just none of this matters really. It's just it's always nice to have the shovel available.
I think that's it.
So this must be the login for the site in the tunnel, but it's still not credentials enough. We still don't have a password. Request a schedule change. Yeah. Okay. Still have a safe we don't know how to open. And a hand pointing to it. That'll tell him.
And that photo on the desk doesn't everything we look at with a magnifying glass.
Nope, not really.
Hmm.
Feels
I
like
feel like
just
there has
sort
to
of
be
an
a clue in this
unexciting.
room.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't think necessarily, right? Like the dark room was the location for the clue for the garden.
Right, because it wouldn't be a photo in the garden. But
I
like,
think you're way too obsessed with photographs.
okay, but like, that's true. And we had the D8 clue in the
Yeah,
chessboard room.
yeah, they're just
But
dates. I don't think the provenance is really that valuable.
but I'm saying I feel like there has to be a date in that office. I just don't. I'm just not seeing it.
I don't see why it would have to be in the office.
Okay.
I don't think that really that doesn't make oh hey.
Hey, money in the cloister.
All right.
You know what'd be funny if they put the money inside the cloister so
Yeah.
you can get it.
I should be looking because there's probably been we
That would
probably
be
have run
very
through other
blueprints.
monies or we have probably have run through other rooms that have money. I should be paying more attention. There's no reason. Okay.
All right. Aquarium
All right, nothing. Okay.
door.
Let's start looking for oh yeah, lockpicks. And then the secret garden is guaranteed to have a door. Well, you know what? Let's hold the secret garden for a second actually. Reading Nook goes the wrong way, sadly. Because we can run the secret garden like here and have a
Yay.
guaranteed 2 doors off of it. I think that's probably the way to go. Yeah, here I think secret garden. Super delicious apple. Hooray. It's so delicious that it has permanently improved our financial standing. Anything else? No, not really. And I don't we don't actually care about getting into the thing, right? Mostly I drafted this because it was guaranteed to give us all the doors.
Yeah.
So the showroom is kind of interesting. I think. We don't have a ton of money right now, but we're going to continue to pick up money as we run through the house. Obviously, the master key is the master key. No gem costs. Oops, sorry. An ornate compass. While drafting, you may rotate the first 3 floor plans you draw. I mean, like, a lot of this stuff is really expensive, and it's just kind of, like, not very interesting.
Yeah.
The moon pendant's something. I don't know. I was kind of hoping we were going to see some, like, some newer or more interesting items. Also, what the hell with all the keys already? Reading Nook absolutely determined not to be useful. I guess it's locker room time, but we're like already out of gems again.
Do you want to do Great Hall instead? Like, what is the appeal?
Well,
of
okay.
room?
Well, the appeal of locker room is we're on our last key. It sure would be cool to have some keys.
Okay.
We can scurry back to the commissary and buy 1 more gem, I believe. What is the appeal of the locker room? You know, the keys. The thing that it does. Alright, we should probably... If we're going to run back, we should do it now. Because we really don't want to be opening doors with 0 gems. the commissary is an annoying number of rooms back. Oh. Okay, good looking out, metal detector. I appreciate that this will tell me when we enter one of the rooms where stuff has been scattered, because I'm not always the most attentive. The metal detector, sadly, cannot detect a banana. Do you want to just buy... I'm just going to buy out the whole supply. Okay. Let's get some stuff. Woo. Alright, couple points of allowance. Pretty good. So I'm going to just check here.
Do this door before, yeah.
Alright, that's a pump room.
Pump room.
And it points in a usable direction. I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that the showroom does not have conduits. So, okay. We got to be thinking about this as we're drafting. Do we want to draw directly? Yeah, we want to draw directly off the pump room. I wish I had some dice at this point. But we had to use the dice to get the pool in the first place.
Blueprints.
There's something laying around somewhere. Oh, there. I guess, like, I know we stepped in here already, but maybe we want to go the other way and try to find an opportunity for some dice or something. If we find a room that has, like, a chest in it, chests often contain dice, and we do have our massive weapon. Well, that's not so great.
Well, there might be some in the Great Hall, though.
Yeah, we have lockpicks. Although not the good lockpicks. Okay. Don't hate that. Okay, I mean, that wasn't horrible.
Yeah, and you could even use some of your keys here.
Well, I believe this is a pretty reasonable place for the reading nook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, library sounds good, I think.
Come on. Although at this point we don't really have... There's probably a bunch of money somewhere.
Bunch of money in the
house.
Fountain.
And then we could go to the fountain. Let's see. Well,
Drafting studio's not bad.
Drafting studio's not bad. I do worry about adding a lot of rooms to the house. I'm worried about like making our draft pool less consistent.
Yeah.
We do have the magnifying glass, so we can attempt the tiny safe. It's probably important. All right. Each time you enter dormitory after drafting one of those rooms, gain 10 steps. It's pretty cool. Permanent classroom edition is kind of interesting. Or the casino which we know from the description to be sort of cheatable. These floor plans were deployed to Mount Holly as a short-term solution to allow the curriculum to continue uninterrupted while the new schoolhouse was being built. So, I mean, the fact that you can redraw off of the classroom does I think still give it use even outside of days where you could potentially see all of the classrooms.
Yeah.
The dormitory is kind of interesting. Like, the dormitory and casino are rooms we haven't seen before, though. The downside of the classroom is that we do know what that classroom looks like already and what is in there. And it's possible that there's not anything of value, like, mystery-wise in these rooms, but hard to say, right?
I would assume that the casino would have dice in it.
Okay. That's interesting.
I mean, that would make sense to me if I was...
Yeah. And I like...
Which maybe is a dangerous supposition, but...
I do like the idea of some new like gameplay elements.
Mm-hmm.
Run in here and play some little mini games. Let's take that one. All right.
Okay.
So
what? There's the calendar.
So we have the calendar. We have this thing telling us the current date. Huh. I can't click on that. That's a shame. I was wondering if this little tiny representation of the room we're in with us standing at the thing was maybe have a clue, but it doesn't look like it does. So now we know it's the two doors right here are the ones that have loot in them, and then we can see the rest of the way the hall is built. What's up?
Well, I just think it's interesting that there's that, like, little hollow wall area by the drafting table. I mean, I guess that's a house can have that, but it's just, I wonder if there's, nah.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like there's anything to do there. We didn't have the magnifying glass last time we were here, did we?
No, I don't think so. There might be something in the picture, yeah.
I don't think there is. Unless we're supposed to get something from the lineup of the apples or the gates or something. So there's 5 trees, there's 8 gates, there's 3 paths. Like, how do you convert any of this into...
Yeah.
And we tried 1107, right?
Yeah,
I assume we must have.
That picture is more spring or summertime than November?
Everything about that picture is weird. And I've been trying 1108 on every safe. Oh! There's no way I didn't try 1108 on this safe before, though. Right?
Well.
Fucking
Jesus.
tiny letter. Uncle, in a few hours we are departing. As planned, we will be taking the old mountain way tunnels to the north. We'll go as far as we can by trolley until the rails give out. Then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. I've never been as excited, nervous, and heartbroken. I may never know if I've made the right decisions, but I've made the ones I felt my father might have nodded in approval at. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house, this unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. If something should happen to me, please guide him to this place. Try to show him what these lost days were all for. Explain to him, if you can, the intersection between foolishness and doctrine, the thin wire we stood upon, above the world, holding hands and throwing stones. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days, we were guilty of everything. As always, Mary. It's very oddly written.
Yeah.
No gem or anything? Okay, well,
Now, what room is that a plan of?
what? This?
Yeah.
This is the date, the D8.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well, we've not had much luck in pulling rooms. Oh, wow. Well, I was
Well,
surprised we offered the casino immediately. It theoretically will only take us one gem to draw the boiler room, so let's see if there are some dice in here. It's a huge amount of money laying around, which I guess we're just allowed to take on account of it is my casino. Still something else? Ah. Coin on the floor. Okay. So this can't award dice. It does look like there are not dice here. Aha! Out of order, broken handle. Isn't that interesting? So this could award us money.
okay.
But who cares?
Yeah.
I don't really care about the even if I could buy the expensive stuff at the showroom, it's very unexciting. If we had the
Yeah.
book, if we had the book room or whatever, right? Like maybe
Wait, where? Okay, it's going up there.
well,
Spare green room, I guess. Yeah.
not even anything on the table. All right, well, back to the other side then. I guess we just have to hope.
Yeah. Do you want to check these doors first, or
These
with
doors.
your keys?
Oh, this was the other room. Okay, it's just got a gem in it. And I suppose this. Simon should use his mace to snap the end of that handle off. Should really fuck it up. Don't you ever just want to go apeshit, little dude? Sadly, for young Simon, I'm sure the answer is no.
Damn it.
Cannot catch a break. Well, the archives has conduits, right?
Right.
So we could potentially draw the boiler room off of the archives and still be able to run power to the pump room.
Okay. Let's try for it.
We can't run power to the pump room through the north wall. So I do need this to work. All right, nothing to be had here. And this is
Yeah,
the area shown on the monitor.
Delete it.
Yeah. In particular, the ladder is like extremely highlighted, but it might just be like a weird trick of the lighting.
Yeah, because I think it might just be referring to that filing cam that we already were in.
But like, delete it. What does delete it mean in this context?
I'm not sure.
All right, so this room needs to be a pump room. Oh, what a surprise! My lockpicks don't work. All right, needed to be the boiler room. Perhaps shockingly, it's not. I guess we're getting the closet. Thank you, metal detector. Well, that's the end of the run.
All right. Do you want to end the run in the break room?
Yeah, and we want to go back to this showroom and buy the moon pendant, probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to mess with this at all? Like,
No,
does it make sense to put the water back in the fountain to drain the pool, or?
Because having access to that money, should we ever need to make a big purchase?
Yeah, you're
having
probably
right there.
You're probably right. So I want to go to the showroom right here. Purchase me a moon pendant. Set up for tomorrow. And then more setup for tomorrow. Try to end the run in the break room. We got enough steps for that, right? Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Especially since there might be food lying around in any room. Trying to get an idea of whether there is any without actually stepping into the room. And we got a couple more allowance, which is nice. I purchased a banana. Aha! Yet more apple. This is working out pretty well, actually, as far as allowance raising goes.
Yeah. If we can just start with enough money to buy a book, eventually we'll pull the bookshop.
The break room is all the way in the corner. That said, we have enough steps to go through these rooms over here, and I'm going to look for more apples real quick. Aha! Additional apple. You really do spread out a lot of money and food.
Yeah.
Okay. Turns out the secret garden is a pretty good room.
Yeah.
Is that 4 apples? Our allowance is all the way up to 21. All right. Okay. Let's call it a day here. So that run did, in fact, take about an hour to process, though.
Mm-hmm.
So probably shouldn't.
You want to call that an episode?
Probably. Because when a run goes well, it can...
Yeah. Dude.
All right, well, that was basically just a setup run. Steps taken 117. This is what I'm saying. I think the hovel might have gotten good quietly while we weren't paying a lot of attention. But yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good place to say that's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Every once in a while, it's okay for an episode to only be 59 minutes. When you come back next time, we are going to take all of this setup work and we are going to accomplish something with it. Maybe, if the game is very kind and allows us to.
And we'll see you then.